ladies and
That's what I
gentlemen.
was trying to say.
It's going to be fine.
You're saying you're going to need some protection now?
I definitely will, but I have plenty of protection in Dallas. I have no concerns.
No concerns?
Zero.
Okay.
We're going,
I'm
we're going
lovely
to the
in
Cowboys
Dallas.
locker room, actually. They want to hang out with us. We might do the show from there. One of the shows might be live from Dallas.
I got you.
Cowboys.
People in Dallas love me.
Okay.
They love me.
Well, they used to until this year.
Whatever.
After last night's win over Sacramento, OKC reached a season-high 7-game win streak. Kevin Durant, in the process, becomes the second youngest player to reach 15,000 points in NBA history, right behind LeBron. Westbrook, 32 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds last night. The Thunder are on a roll. We asked this question of Golden State. We'll ask it now of OKC. Are they the best team in the West right now, Stephen A?
I don't want to say that because Golden State just won 16 straight before losing to Memphis last night. Memphis is 20-4. They got the second best record in the game. They just beat the best team. So I don't want to say that. What I will say is this. The way that Russell Westbrook is playing, I wasn't wrong with what I said about Steph Curry, but I was incomplete because when I'm thinking about that MVP conversation, if Oklahoma City continues to play the way that they're playing, led by Russell Westbrook might be the league MVP. This boy is balling. And Skip, he is scary because as if he could possibly play with more attitude than we're accustomed to seeing him play with, this dude is unreal. He's the most athletic point guard in NBA history. You want to say he's not a point guard? Fine. This dude is one of the top 5 players in the game because of the way he plays on both ends of the floor. He wins basketball games. He is a relentless competitor. I don't see anybody usurping him in terms of effort, in terms of commitment, in terms of just everything. I love me some Russell Westbrook, man. This dude is on another level. And if this... When you talk about San Antonio and somebody being their kryptonite, just like they're Memphis's kryptonite, the combination of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook playing like this is definitely their kryptonite. Because you've got no answer for this. Nobody has an answer for this if he continues to play this way. Right now, I'm still not going to say they're the best in the West, but if they continue to play this way, I don't know who's going to beat them. I'm not going to lie to you because, listen, Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant, and he's still trying to get his way back into shape and all this stuff, still dropping 26 points and 12 or 25 shooting. But Russell Westbrook, man, because of what he does defensively, because of what he does with effort, because of how competitive. Skip, he's scary, man. And I'm looking at guys on the court, and guess what? They look kind of scared of him, and they should be. Oklahoma City, not that I ever doubted it, because even when those two was out, I was saying, what are y'all worried about? The minute they come back, everything plays. Don't worry about them. And they are proving me right, because this is a team to be reckoned with, no question.
Okay, I remind you, just for the record, Game 6 last year at Oklahoma City, the conference finals, somehow my Spurs did figure out a way to beat Westbrook and Durant. And Matt Bonner started the game, and Corey Joseph finished the game in place of Tony Parker, just for the record.
Just for the record.
Yeah, but that's that was just last year. Year before that or before that, you know what happened. It happens.
It happens occasionally. Let's not write off the San Antonio Spurs here.
They're done.
They're the best in the West.
I'm going to reserve judgment on this Oklahoma City team now that it's whole again. After it goes through the next 10-day stretch, 10-day span, Stephen A. They got at Golden State, then they got Portland, then they're at San Antonio, and they're at the Mavericks. Let's just see what happens there. But if you forced me right now, at this very moment, to say which team is playing at the highest level in all of the Western Conference, I would say the Oklahoma City Thunder are, if I'm just going eye test, and it's because of Russell Westbrook, who has obviously entered the MVP discussion, even though he's only played 11 games so far. But Stephen A., his PER, the Hollinger stat, 34.6, leads the National Basketball Association. If he qualified by playing enough games or scoring enough points, his 26.4 average would lead the NBA in scoring today. Wow. And I watched some of the game at Sacramento last night, and Russell Westbrook was playing Game 7 angry against the Kings without DeMarcus Cousins, like, what are you doing? He plays possessed. He plays out of his mind against the Kings on some random, Tuesday night. Really? In December? You're going to do that?
Why not? Do you remember? Wait, it's because, remember we had this conversation. When KD came back, they asked Russell Westbrook, would you guys make it to the playoffs? Would you get that 8th seed? And he just looked at him like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? He was upset. So
he was
playing,
right,
he has
because
a
now
reason.
they've already come all the way back to only a half game out of the 8th seed in the playoffs. So they're a half game out of the playoffs,
Behind the Pelicans.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So now I just have one question, Stephen A., and we have debated it many times on the show, but it's going to rear its ugly head again for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Can Kevin Durant, who's now played only 8 games, and again, both these guys are going to have to stay healthy, and they both have their injury issues.
Well, we know that. Everybody's got to stay healthy.
All right. But can KD take backseat to Russell Westbrook going forward, the reigning MVP? Seriously, can he?
If Russell Westbrook is playing like this, shooting 49% from the field, averaging 26 and 7, yes, he can. Not to mention that, Mark Jackson pointed this out last night on the telecast. You see Russell Westbrook making shots. The first guy there to give him dap every time was Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like literally gleeful over what he was seeing Russell Westbrook do. And listen, I ain't trying to be Dr. Phil here or anything like that. They get into the psychology of it all. But just based on the eye test or eye appearances, Russell Westbrook was truly touched when Kevin Durant won that MVP last year. And so much was made about Kevin Durant and the wonderful tribute that he made to his mother, extemporaneous, off the cuff, just sincere.
To each teammate, he went right down the line.
But even then, when he went to the teammates and he brought up Russell Westbrook, you could tell how touched Russell Westbrook was. And so, not that I ever cared about that stuff, because I never felt like Russell Westbrook was jealous or anything like that of Kevin Durant, like some other people said. But if that was remotely true, it was just thrown out the window. Because when you have a great teammate who appreciates you, you don't need validation from anybody else, because you know that person who is so great recognizes that you contribute to his greatness. And that was the generosity, the sincerity, and the class of a Kevin Durant. And I applaud him for that. But Russell Westbrook is no joke. This brother is on another level, too. I'm telling you, this guy right here, if he's doing this, Kevin Durant's not going to have any problem, because Kevin Durant's still getting the shots. Last night he shot 25 times. Russell Westbrook only shot 20.
That's good. Yep.
They're figuring it out.
They're right there.
Okay, but I'm going to remind you again, Game 6 at home against my Spurs last year went to overtime, and in overtime, Russell Westbrook was just a runaway train. He became that headless horseman again, just completely out of control. He's going to have to continue to grow up if they're going to go to the top level.
With age comes wisdom.
All right. Well, you better hope so.
They say that.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, Thunder play the Warriors. Good game. Definitely have to check that one out. Apparently, these are the 2 top teams we've been talking about. Are they the best in the West? Good matchup for folks to see.